Hello, today I'm exposing how much money I made with my creator business in January 2024. This is a recap of my premium email newsletter, which is a paid offering, but I usually do a video of me talking about it anyway, just to make it accessible for people. And that way, if people like listening to it instead of reading it, this format is accessible for them. So, this premium newsletter article is titled How Much Money I Made in January, plus one mistake that prevented me from getting paid more. So it starts off saying, this is my reaction every time I get an email that I got paid. And I have a picture here of me like freaking out saying OMG, and a screenshot of the payment details from one of my agency clients, well, my first agency client. And it says amount received 1,350 USD, fee $4 and 14 cents USD, and so the amount I paid was actually less. It was $1,345.86. This picture is captioned, I actually made a mistake with receiving this payment. I'll share the mistake in this email and how you can avoid it. And this payment shown in the picture was actually for February 2024 for my marketing agency. So keep scrolling to find out how much money I actually made in January 2024. So I guess you have to keep watching because I will reveal it after I go over all the free templates. Well, I guess it's not free because people are paying for the premium subscription, but it's like it comes with the email. Anyway, back to this email. I also wrote that I owe a lot of this to Paul, who is a mentor that I found on Twitter. I look up to him a lot because he runs a $500K a year solo dev agency. So you should check out his playbook to learn how he did it. The URL, I'll put it in the YouTube description, but it's 500k.agency. Anyway, in case you missed last week's article or last week's video, it was about how to negotiate pricing. You can check the YouTube playlist with the behind the scenes stuff or my Beehive website, vegantechnomad.beehive.com, to see all the previous content. This content is available only for premium subscribers, so it is a paid offering, and you can... I'll link the website and everything in the description. Anyway, a summary of what I'm going to go over today. Number one, I provide some free templates and I'll verbally describe some of them. The templates include an agency contract, an onboarding for your client, a one-on-one consultation notes. Because I had a paid one-on-one consultation call earlier this week. Somebody paid $100 for 1 hour of my time. Anyway, the second thing is the one mistake that prevented me from getting paid more. And the third thing is my January 2024 financial report. Okay, let's get started with the first thing, which is the free templates. So the first one is this agency contract. I'm so lucky because I had people like Paul from Twitter, the mentor I mentioned earlier, and some other people who saw me posting, asking for help, just posting stuff about my business, and they sent over some templates. So what I did was I looked at all the templates they gave me. I also asked ChatGPT, and I ended up creating one that's like a mishmash of the best of all of these, because some of them sent me independent contractor templates, and even though I'm legally an independent contractor, I wanted it to be I wanted it to say agency. So the template actually says agency services agreement. It has the services and like what I'm providing to the client, which is just 30 short form videos, because I'm going to be posting on their TikTok and Instagram to help them grow newsletter subscribers. And I've been a long time fan of this client, like years and years ago. And then the second part of this contract is compensation and reimbursement of costs. So like if there's anything, like if I have to hire somebody else or like I have to travel somewhere, all those costs will be billed to the client. And then there's the third section in this contract is independent contractor relationship. So basically I am going to be responsible for my own income taxes and other stuff. And like obviously the client or company is not paying me health insurance or anything. 4 is intellectual property rights. So all the videos after the video has been created, this is going to be like the client's property, and all of the rights, like I basically give them the rights to the final video, but all of my pre-existing intellectual property is mine still. Okay. And then, oh my gosh, this template is like so many pages. So, I really hope this can be helpful for you if you decide to do something of your own, like something similar of your own. Anyway, where was I? That was intellectual property. Okay, so section 5 is term and termination. So like basically if either party, me or my client, decides to end this contract, we can do it. And then it's like, oh, if something bad happens and we're like, hey, can you fix this? There's there's language here that tells them how to fix it. And this was not in ChatGPT's version, so I was so happy that somebody gave me a template that had this version. Anyway, and then number 6 is additional responsibilities. So like basically saying like I am allowed to work for other clients, and I have other stuff that I'm doing. And then basically also saying that this client has to respond in a timely fashion to my inquiries, because if they don't like send me the stuff that I need, then it might result in like a delay of work. And then section 7 is service-specific responsibilities. So, like they have to provide any branding or like lead magnets or like anything that I can use that they want me to use to promote. And then there's like a whole signature section. And then, also in this template, it has like my business name. So if you're using this template, you might want to change it to your own business name. Anyway, Exhibit A1 is after this contract. It's the statement of work for these short form video services. And it basically just says, I basically am going to create a content plan for the client's approval, 30 short form videos per month, and then posting the videos, and then a monthly analytics report based on the video performance. And it also says when the work shall commence. And then this is like a trial period as well. So I wanted to do a trial of 2 months, and because I'm offering this client a heavy discount, so 2 months at this discounted price, and then we can decide how to go from there if we want to continue month to month. And then we both signed that. And apparently Google Sheets has this thing now where you can sign. And so I just it's under tools e-signature. So I just did that and then emailed it to the client. And also when I sent that email, I also sent an onboarding document. And I'll talk about that onboarding document template in a bit. But first, let me go back to this email. So I linked this agency contract, which I've just described. And I said that your key takeaways, if you're planning to do something similar, is to, number 1, use the legal names of each entity. So I'm incorporated, I use my company name. And the client, it requested their brand name was kind of different from the name that I'm familiar with, so you have to use the legal name. 2 is clearly outline the payment, scope of work, who owns the content, and whether there's a trial period with a discount. And 3, when you're sending this contract to your client, include must-knows from the contract in case they don't read everything in the contract. If you have the email, which I'm going to describe, I basically attached a picture of the message that I sent to the client. And this is a picture of a DM that I sent this client on Twitter, actually, because I got them from Twitter when I was posting all my wins and the cool stuff that I was doing. So my message is, that sounds amazing, super excited for this. I just sent you the contract to sign, and here's the onboarding document, and I linked a Notion doc. Here are the must-knows for the contract. Number 1, I set it to 2 months trial run to start. Number 2, you will own all the videos I post. And number 3, it starts on Monday, February 5th, but let me know if you prefer other dates. So I make it very, very clear what they need to know. And that was the agency contract stuff. So the second template I offer in this email is this agency onboarding document. So this is on Notion, and you can just copy paste it or duplicate the template, and it's to streamline working with your client. So basically there's hey, super excited to work with you. It has all of my contact information, and then it has a header that says getting started. So it's a checklist to make it super, super clear for the client. So the first one is a signed contract, and I also include a toggle dropdown of the must-knows in the contract. So all the work that I'm going to do, the pricing, who has ownership over the videos, and the timing and everything. So that was the getting started section. Oh, and I also have a link for them to pay the invoice And then with invoicing, I just use Wise because everything is getting paid in USD now, and I'm Canadian, and this client is also not in the US, so we just used Wise, and I opened a USD account with Wise actually. So I include the payment link here, and I use like a random invoice generator online and linked it there as well in the Wise payment link. And then I also said, like, please give me access to all the social media logins, and send me anything else you want me to promote, like any lead magnets, or like anything branding related. And then the next section is what to expect. So first is I'll send a content plan for the month of February and March, basically what the client can expect me to post, and then I'll get approval and see if that's if I can post all of that. And then I'll send drafts of the first 1 to 2 videos for the client's review, up to 3 revisions based on their feedback. And after I get a sense of what they like, I'll schedule all the videos on Instagram and TikTok using Metricool, which is my scheduling tool. And then at the end of February, or like at the end of every month, I'll provide a report on what's working and what's not. So that way the client is super clear on what is expected of them and everything. So your key takeaways from this document is, number 1, make it very clear and easy for the client to understand what's going on and to say yes. Clear communication is really key here. And number 2, be very clear about expectations so you don't end up doing more work than outlined in the contract. I feel like a lot of freelancers or agency owners, they end up like doing more revisions, and it's like, and more work, and they're not paid for that work. So you have to be very clear with the expectations. Okay, then third template today is this one-on-one consultation notes. So I was actually charged $100 per hour for a one-on-one consultation. So in this template, I have links at the top for the meeting transcript, the meeting recording, and a feedback form where I ask for feedback, like, did you get what you were looking for? What could be improved? And optional, leave a testimonial. So the first thing is I have the personalized plan / recommendations, and I make this document for the person. If they're trying to like start creating content or start their own business, I make this personalized plan for them after the consultation, and I email it to them after based on what they've told me. The pre-meeting notes, I ask them a few questions to kind of better understand their goals and problems and where they're at. And I have a list of those questions in this template. It's just like, what are your goals? What problem are you hoping I can solve for you? What end result are you looking for? Etc., etc. And then during the meeting itself, I'll ask more like specific questions. This might vary depending on the person, but I'll be like, okay, do you have any experience? What's your primary goal? What content is easiest for you to create? And then usually the other person has questions for me as well, so I write those down and like take a little bit of notes. And then I also share a bit about my process and my workflow for how I do things, and a bunch of resources. So all of that is in this consultation notes that I emailed to the person after our 1-hour call. So I do charge $100 for all of this. So your takeaways, if you want to do something similar and offer a one-on-one consultation for your audience, is number 1, prepare well before the meeting so your client can make the most of that 1 hour with you. Number 2, start by understanding the client's problems so you can provide more personalized recommendations. I find that most clients need someone to validate their doubts and encourage them. And then number 3, give them a chance to provide feedback or a testimonial after. Okay, next section. The number 1 mistake that prevented me from getting paid more. So I actually landed a few partnerships with clients this week, and one was supposed to pay me $250 USD. This is actually very, very undercharging for a sponsored video, especially as my account has a lot of followers and it's like very aligned with this sponsor. Like it's a productivity related tool, but I really liked their platform and I wanted to maintain a good relationship with them to work with them again in the future, because I have some really cool ideas for videos and stuff that I could make with their platform. So I was like, okay, 250 USD is fine. But to put it in perspective, usually random freelancers on Upwork or Fiverr get paid like $200 for one like 15-second video, and they don't have like the number of followers and engagement that I do. But anyway, I actually only got 230 USD because of the PayPal fees and like the currency conversion and stuff. So I had to email them back again requesting the extra $20 USD. And I used a random PayPal fees calculator I got from Google. So when you're, and in the contract that I signed with them, they said 250 USD. So it's good that I emailed them back and asked for it because the company, first, don't feel bad about asking for it because the company won't mind. I had that happen to me before when I was paying influencers for my company. So it's just like being aware and be like, okay, can you actually pay a bit more than that, you know, for the fees and stuff. So make sure you get the payment that you deserve and just be mindful of these fees. Okay, next section. January 2024 financial report. The top sources of income were actually from sponsors. So $1,101.60 were from sponsors and boosts from basically promoting others' newsletters or products. $610 were from premium subscriptions. It's at around $5 per subscription, but a lot of people told me I needed to increase it because I give a lot of these free templates and like free knowledge. Oh, not free templates and free knowledge, but it's like, you know, there's a lot of value here, and so I increased it to $11 per month, but I might increase it some more, so we'll see. Oh, and also please leave a feedback or testimonial if you found this useful, because I'll use it to promote my premium subscription. Anyway, number 3 source of income is $140 tips from my Ko-Fi account. So this is just like people who enjoy my templates and they wanted to give a little bit to support me. And then the $100 was from the one-on-one consultation. So most of the money is from sponsors and like companies. Okay, now moving on to expenses. My number 1 expense is ManyChat, which was, I paid $164 for ManyChat. And then ManyChat is the DM automation software. So when people comment template under my posts, it automatically DMs them, and it saves me so much time. And then my other expense is $134.65. That is Beehive, my email software. And then my other one is Calendly, which was $12. It was to accept payments for that one-on-one consultation meeting that I had. And then the fourth one is CapCut, which was $10 a month. And I only paid for it because I wanted to use one funny animation for one video, but it didn't even do well. So it was like the GTA wasted animation, like the ripple effect. I thought it was really funny, but it was near the end of the video, so it didn't do too well. So my number 1 expense is mainly ManyChat and Beehive, and I use those tools all the time, and it's totally worth it. So in total, my profit in January 2024 is $1,630.95 USD. So February 2024's goal is $3,000, especially now that I'm going to start selling my templates instead of offering them for free. Okay, next week is going to be about mistakes that I made setting up my storefront, because trying to figure out how to charge for my Notion templates was a whole ordeal. It took me a few weeks to decide on a platform that would make it easy for me to sell my templates without having super high fees like Gumroad. I did not want to use Gumroad. So I'll share mistakes and learnings with you next week so that you don't make the same mistakes. And if you could leave some feedback in the comment of this video or via email, there's a poll that I have up that would be so much appreciated. So it can also help me figure out how I can better help you as well. Because maybe you're not interested in agency stuff, or you're more interested in like newsletter or like sponsorship stuff. Just let me know and I'll try to tailor my content towards more of what you need. That's all for today.